All right.
Don't. Okay, interview done. Advice, don't get into adulting. It is not what they made it out to be. They lied to us. They never told us the stress that was coming with it. They made it look cool, and it is not cool. Stay young forever.
Welcome to our docu-series Boys to Men, where we interview interesting men about the lives they've led. Today, we have Mr. Kendall Eugene, popularly known as Scady.
That be
Good
me.
day, Mr. Eugene.
What's up, guy?
So, for the purpose of this interview, what is your full name?
My full name is Kendall Jason Eugene, nickname Scady.P.
So you are known as Scady. What is the
Mhm.
story behind that nickname?
One time, Okay. The name really happened when I was at secondary school. I went to George Charles Secondary School, and we had a dance group there. And I actually wanted to be called Shaggy because everybody had a nickname. And I wanted my name to be Shaggy, but we already had somebody in the crew with that name. So I had a scar like right here. When
Yes.
I was popping popcorn a few days before we started the group, and I rested the hot pan on a wet cloth or a wet towel, and
Yeah.
I kept hearing this like sound.
Yes.
So smart me would put my ear close to the pan, and then I just got a burn like right here, bro. So this kind of I had that scar there for a couple of years while I was at school. So I said, okay, well then so I cannot be called Shaggy. I'll just get the better name and just move the H, put a C, Scady. That's how it really happened. It was a dance group name.
Wow, that's a very interesting story behind your nickname.
Yeah, that's really how it happened.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Goodlands. That's part of Castries. Born and raised there. Still live there to this day. Plan on living there, hopefully until my end of days.
Can you tell us a little bit about your family life?
I have, well, first of all, I grew up in with my mother and my father. I have a brother and a sister. My brother now resides in Canada, in Pincher Creek. My sis lives here with us. Again, community, same place. We live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we grew up together. Had a bunch of friends. We did what boys would do: climbing mango trees, coconut trees, spending days by the river. I was lucky enough to have a river in my backyard. I actually boast that a lot when I speak to some close friends that, yeah, I had a river in my backyard. Now it's just a stream.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, the growing up as a boy, we played all the sports from football to cricket to basketball. And yeah.
Talking about these enjoyable things from your childhood, I want to ask what was your boyhood like?
I cannot complain about me growing up. Of course, when I was your age, I wanted to be an adult so I could do what I want, when I want, how I want. But it was a fun time. It was really, really, really enjoyable. We had all the laughs, we had all the tears, everything that you would put into an enjoyable teenage life, well, boy to teenager life. I had that. Could not complain.
Okay. Did you have a hero or someone you looked up to?
I had a few. I had a few. I had a from cartoon characters to movie stars to artists like singers. I had a few.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk cartoon characters, I could say Bugs Bunny. I, I
Okay.
just I just like how that rabbit used to outsmart all of his counterparts. If you want to talk, let's say, from a movie star perspective, um, wait, wow, I have so many. from Chris Tucker to Chris Rock to Rambo to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm going to call some names that will confuse you because you may not know them. All right. Even a Power Ranger, the Red Ranger. I used to like the Red Ranger, and then I decided, you know what? I'm black. I rather the Black Ranger. We had a few of them. Then it moved into Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a massive Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. So Yami Yugi was probably a hero to me. I mean, look, I just looking at my desk right now and I'm seeing my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards right there. That's how much of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan I was. Well, still am to this day.
Yeah. You said cartoon characters being one of your heroes. So what was your favorite cartoon?
Wow. Okay, favorite cartoons in no particular order. Power Rangers, all the Looney Tunes. So good, I'd have to call out anyone. All the Looney Tunes. We had the Marvel, all the Capcom characters. Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I mentioned a while ago.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of them there. I was a massive X-Men. I was really into the X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah, man. From we talking Pokemon. We can go on and on and on. I loved all the cartoons. I'm a big cartoon fan. Coco Boy and Jiran.
Okay. So what did you want to be when you grew up?
A police officer.
Why did you want to be a police officer?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue why I wanted to be a police officer. I know people would expect you to say, well, I wanted to fight crime and I wanted to catch all the bad guys. No, I just wanted to be a police officer. Thank God that did not happen.
Well, let's talk school life. What was that like for you?
No, let's not talk school life. Move, switch, go, move away.
So was school life troubling for you?
It wasn't troubling. Here's where, first of all, I went to Carmen Reina Memorial School. That's my primary school. And as a little boy in primary school, I'm sure you understand, we were troublesome. Okay?
Yeah.
We were troublesome. Troublesome. We didn't listen to the teacher when she wanted us to. We wanted to be outside playing for the entire day. That was me at primary school. Okay? That was me at primary school. I remember one time in primary school, bruh, we had the annex, right? And under the annex, we would be swinging by holding the beams that were under there, right? Yes. And the one time I decided to jump to catch the beam to swing, because you know when you jump, you have more momentum, more swing.
Yeah.
Well, I did not gauge it properly, fell, burst my head. Yeah. So that was troublesome me, paying for one sin. Then there was there was this other time. I had this girl in my class. I went to grab, I think it was my pencil. It might have been hers. I don't remember, but I remember that going straight into my eye. Yeah. So you have the principal hiding her face away, cannot look at me, and I'm looking at her like, but what happened to you, miss? Everything good? I can still see. I'm not feeling any pain. That's what I thought. They sent me straight to the health center.
Wow.
So I had fun at primary school. I'll be very honest. I did have fun, but I think I could have been a little bit more settled. But how can you tell a child at that age to be settled? No, nah, man, impossible.
Yes.
All right. Secondary school was different. That's when I went to George Charles. I had to deal with a lot there, but nothing that made me regret ever going down there. Yeah. So, all right. So George Charles, my first year at George Charles, I kid you not, I witnessed a gang fight. Never in my life have I seen that before. First time the judge starts forward. And I'm like, ooh, okay. But we had teachers there that cared, like genuinely cared about the students. So
Yes.
seeing a gang come into school to look for students and seeing teachers, or one teacher for that fact, Mr. Smith, go and confront them made me feel, all right, you know what? I'm kind of safe in that school. I good here. Right? I good
Yes.
here. And I learned a lot at George Charles. I mean, I would tell anybody to this day, George Charles Secondary School is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today, because it molded me. Right? It gave me all the tools that I needed to be the individual that I am to this present day. And I'm still developing, still making myself better.
Okay. So what was your favorite subject?
English.
May I ask why?
Because it was a subject that I found it very, very interesting, because some of the things you might say that would sound correct was actually wrong, and things you would say that would sound wrong was actually correct. And
Yeah.
hearing people say all the time that English is one of the hardest subjects to learn, it intrigued me. So I was like, if it's one of the hardest, fine, I'll prove I can do it. And we had this one English teacher, Miss Clement. Miss Clement, I have to give her basically 90% credit for what I'm doing now. And every time I do something, if I'm doing an interview, I always think, all right, what would she say if she were to see that interview? She's I think she's on the administrative board in Sabre. It's at the comprehensive school in Sabre. I think that's where she is now.
Okay.
But she said something when I was in Form 3. Just done Form 2, going to Form 3, choose our subjects. And I had always done well in her class. And that one term, I got 53%. But that
Oh.
50% gave me a number one spot in the class, as surprising as that may sound. So that means everybody in the class was wasting time for that entire term. Nobody took the ladies' class seriously. And I was the only person to pass that class. So look at me feeling like a big man, walking around the place. Yeah, I passed my exam, I passed English. I did better than everybody else. And I'm patting myself on the back with a 50%. Boy, Miss Clement went in on me and she said words that I remember to this day. The Lord gives people talents, and when they don't use it properly, the Lord will take it away. I was not the best. I was not the best math student. I was not the best social studies, business, sciences. That wasn't me. But one subject I was good at was English. So I was like, and they're going to take that from me? Nuh-uh. So from that time, I ensured that I applied myself, listen in class, pay attention, never got a 50% again. I never had to hear her repeat those words again. But I think these words are really what straightened me out.
So am I safe to assume that she was your favorite teacher?
One of them, I had a few favorite teachers down there. She definitely ranks in the top 2.
Okay. Were you in any school clubs?
Yeah, I was a part of the Junior Achievers. I was also in the Cadet Corps, the school dance group.
Yeah. Only these two?
Yeah,
These three?
just the 3. Yeah, just the 3.
So which one would you consider your favorite?
The dance group and cadets.
Okay. During your time, if there was a pandemic like this one, how do you think you and your friends would cope with their social life and school life?
First of all, y'all would have to get a few more wardens for us for sure. And that's not to say we were going to be breaking the law, but in our time, a video game was rare in our circle, right? It existed, but it was rare to find someone with a video game. When we finally got a video game in the crew, I got a fake Nintendo, all right? SNS used to sell those games that were installed already. I bought that with my first paycheck and that in the house. And we gamed from morning till night. In fact, we had a Juve party that day. We had a bourbon fete. The admission was bourbon biscuit and icicles. Okay, so if we had a pandemic, we would be outside. We could not stay inside. That's why I sympathize with a lot of people, not those who go on the beach and zest, but you see that in the community citizenry that would go to the river and just lime or go on the football field and play a game of football. I can understand why. Because if a pandemic had hit while I was at George Charles in Form 1, for example, bro, you'd find me on the field playing cricket or football. I could not stay home. It would be difficult to stay home. But I would try my best to be quite honest. I would try my best because I don't want to get sick. So, look at it that if you're sick, that means some other fella's going to chat the girl that you like to see. We can't have that.
So tell us about your personal life. You are a radio personality, founder of once popular Yo magazine, and according to my mom, you were also a DJ with Acid Sounds. Can you please share your professional journey with us?
All right. Yo magazine, I was not the founder because I came into that department. It was already there, but I was an editor. I was one of the editors at Yo. The DJing part, well, that one is funny. All right. I really wish we had Ted here so Ted could give you that story because Ted has the most amazing way of telling that story. How I got involved with Acid, I was working at a music store. All right. That was my second job. I worked at a music store and I ended up linking up with Ted through a mutual friend, right? Claude. And I had my computer and I had a DJ program on the computer, PC DJ Red. That's what I used to use. Nowadays we use Serato, we use Tractor, but I had PC DJ Red. Claude saw what I was doing. He saw the potential I had and he told Ted about me. And then Ted said, okay, cool, well then bring him over. The night before, I think it was either the night before or the week before, Ted was DJing at a party. And I was at that party as well, but I was not a DJ then. I was not DJing with Ted yet. I was MCing with DJ Shane. But Ted was opening, Acid opened, and you know, when you're in the club, you know, you're dancing here and there, some going down, you understand?
Yeah.
You know who does be dancing with you. I mean, you know what things are going on, but tune coming down, bro. Right? So according to Ted, I don't remember that. But according to Ted, I had my foot all on top of the wall where my head was supposed to be, and my hands down on the floor. And he was saying, who's that madman? But it is what it is. So the next day or the next week, Claude is bringing me to Ted's over. Ted is seeing that same fella with his foot all up in the air and coming to his house to be basically to audition for a part, to be a part of Acid. When I got to his house, we went into the room, we played around. I showed him what I had. I showed him I'm using PC DJ Red. He telling me he using Tractor. Disrespectful me going to look at the boy and tell him, that's what Margie Tractor you using. PC DJ Red, that is the thing, boy. Well, that's what I have to audition for. But I tell the person, the program he using, not good. What's he using it was SoundForge at that time. What we now have we had Audition, Adobe Audition. He used SoundForge and I used Cool Edit Pro. Cool Edit Pro was sold to Audition. That's what he's seeing now. And I tell him, boy, Cool Edit Pro, that's the thing, boy. So Ted was like, okay, do a mix and whatever. Long story short, he liked what I brought to the table. We became a friend like instantly. And to this day, we're still cool. That's one of my best friends. I was the best man at his wedding, his second son's godfather. So that's how cool we are now. And I use Tractor to DJ now. So I'm not even using PC DJ Red. I swear by Tractor now. Everything I have, Tractor.
Now to talk about your magazine. Will you bring your magazine to will you make it digital?
Great question. Very, very good question. Your magazine right now is not being printed since the pandemic hit. It has been put on the shelf, right? But prior to that, we did have Your Magazine online. So we had a website, yourmagazine.net, and we were also very much on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. I think the digital aspect of it you're talking about is like an app, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like an app.
Like an app to create a Your Magazine app. I would love for that. I would love to see that happen, but it is really and truly beyond me. I cannot say yes or no to it. I'll just say let us hope so, because when we went digital and when we went on the web, it really was something that I don't think a lot of people were ready for, because yours was still being purchased. Well, not purchased, but yours being received by the general public via the voice newspaper. So you buy your voice, you get the you, right?
Yeah.
Now you would get some aspects of the you online, but I don't think people really cared. Once they were getting you, they were good. So I would love to see, I would honestly love to see an app for you, to be quite honest.
Okay. So what inspired you to join the Yo Magazine team?
Let's just say, first of all, I never saw myself as a print journalist. I never even saw myself as a journalist. I just wanted to, after the whole police officer profession went flying through the roof, I just wanted to be a radio personality. I wanted to work on radio. That was the goal and that was the dream. And while I worked at the music store, unbeknownst to me at that time, fine-tuning my musical skills, because that music store really did a lot for me with the knowledge of music that I have to this day. I fell in love with writing. Now, back in secondary school, I was always a good storyteller. I could always tell a good story through writing. I didn't know that then. I had no clue. But I met Tony. Tony was the editor, and Tony was like, contribute to the magazine. But all my contributions, I never saw it printed. So I thought imagine I'm taking me for that. So I writing, I not seen one thing popping through. All right. And out of the blue, one day he told me, would you like to come or would you like to work for the magazine? I was like, hell yeah. Why not? Right? Because at that time I was seeing Your Magazine reporting on Trini Carnival, Your Magazine reporting on BET 106 and Park. They were actually there. Spring Bling, they were there. I was like, yeah, let me go and work there. Let me go and fit too. That was what was on my mind. Until I got there and I realized it's more than just a fete, more than just a party. You have things to do when you're working in media. And I actually learned the ethics, everything that had to do with media via Your Magazine. So it was not just one big party that we would present. It was a publication that would educate and teach while entertaining. So it was a dream that I never had, but I'm grateful it happened.
Now that you are a radio personality at Blazing FM, can you please tell us the story behind how that happened?
All right, radio started for me when I heard a man talking through my grandmother's radio. and I had no idea how that was happening. So I go and mash up the lady radio. Yeah, brother. I guess I opened the lady radio to look for the person I was talking to the radio. I put it back. She has no clue to this day, God rest her soul. Put it back. It worked. When the cat threw it down, that's when it broke. But that's how it started. I wanted to know who was that man and why was I enjoying what he was doing if I could not see him, right? So from that time, I guess the fascination with radio was born. I started with RCI after I did, I think I did a 6-month course. I can't remember how long the course was with Jerry George. He trained me to be on radio. Michael Rogers was also very instrumental in me getting on radio. In fact, that was one of the first places I learned about radio was with Mikey at the Wave. And after I did the training course with Jerry, I was given a part-time job at RCI. RCI at that time, that's Radio Caribbean International, 101 number 1. I was given a part-time job there on a Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is when I was in my session. You understand? A Gaza, me say, Vibes Cartel to the world.
Yes.
All right. Skilly been good too, but big up Cartel, a Gaza. I played everything on the Saturday. So it was party music, hip-hop, soca, dancehall, R&B, everything there. Zouk, everything. Sunday, I had to completely switch. So Sunday was the more mellow. I had to be playing music from the 70s, the 80s, the 60s, time I was not even born yet, bro. I had to be playing that kind of music. See me trying to sing along to songs I don't even know, humming instrumentals and rhythms that I heard, but didn't know it was that. So I had to be doing all of that. I did that with RCI for a while, and then Blazin was coming along, and the management over there asked me to come to a meeting. They offered me a morning show, and I always wanted to do a morning show. And I was like, no problem, let's go, let's do it. So when I resigned from RCI, I went over to Blazin. I started there and I did my own morning show, and it has been moving from strength to strength since. A lot happened when I started at Blazin FM. And that's why I look at a lot of individuals today, especially those that claim to have haters and bad mind and all of that. Y'all don't have haters or bad mind yet. Because when I started Blazin, there was a page started, they created a Facebook page to get rid of the whole station, to get rid of the whole show. So that was funny to me. All right. Something I had to learn quickly, though, was to be thick-skinned. I had to learn that everybody's not going to like you. And it is impossible to get everybody to like you. No matter how funny you are, no matter how sociable you are, it'll be difficult to get everybody to like you. So don't even try. What you have to do is ensure you put your best foot forward at all times. At all times. Give it your best, give it 100. And once you're true to yourself, then if people are angry about that, just hold your hands up and say, well, I tried my best, sorry. So I had to learn that quickly. I'll not sit here and pretend that it didn't trouble me, because oftentimes I would think, yo, I just trying to earn a living and entertain, and you people out there want to get vexed for that? Sure. Yeah, but it still is one of the most rewarding professions.
So out of these 3 jobs, which one was your favorite?
All of them.
Okay, so what was your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge was my biggest challenge still is understanding people. That's still my biggest challenge, trying to understand people. And social media has not made it easy, because now Tooth Moon have a voice. Everybody believes they are the most intelligent. They believe that when they speak with the Queen's English, that they can tell you what we want, and they could. I just have a biggest problem understanding people. My first job was when I worked at Super J. Well, what is Super J now? It was called Julian back then. I worked as a pusher. That's the boy that doing that drop in the groceries for everybody in the trolley.
Yes.
I did that. Now, you all might laugh at my old job, but my job used to give me a lot of money at the end of the day. Because when you make about $200 in tips alone, just do the math for me. Yeah? I worked 7 days a week, sometimes 6 if I get a day off. If you make $200 every day for 6 days, how much money are you coming out with?
$1,400.
That's your 7 day. Yeah, that's your 7 day. If you don't have no day off, if you work the 6 days, you come out with 1,200. 6 to 12. Yeah, 1,200.
1,200 a week.
Yeah. You also getting a salary at the end of the month. So think about it. In 1 week, I would make 1,200. Second week, I would make 500.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not every day you get all that money, but at the end of the month, you would come out with a substantial amount of money that you'd never have as a 16 or 17-year-old. So when I was doing that, I was pushing, like really pushing. And I remember this one time, Christmas time it was, this lady bought a lot of drinks. Like, bro, the whole aisle was probably this lady's. Like drinks. Mama bought drinks. And I brought her groceries out because I already see when you buy all that, man's going to get a nice tip. I had already counted $20 tip coming through. She carried her bag, she took her bag from the trolley, put it in the vehicle, and she took one bag and all the drinks fell and broke. She carried her bag. So I look at her like, wow, my tip gone. Bro, you know the lady blamed me? The lady said, I carried a bag, and I was like, this woman, mama, you know I didn't touch your bag. So that's when I started saying, but yo, people can be very dishonest for no reason. Right? No reason. Thankfully, they had people that saw and they told my manager that what happened. But from there, I started like, yo, okay, but why would you even lie when you know I didn't do that? So you see, trying to understand people. I think that's the biggest one.
Okay. What advice would you give young people like me as we explore our career options?
First of all, listen to your mother and your father. Okay. Listen to your auntie and your nenen. All right. Listen to your uncle. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll give you some real advice now. Okay. Things that you will not hear. Have a love for reading. Okay. That doesn't mean you have to read every single day of your life, but just have a genuine love and interest for reading. That is the only way you will get through. The only way, no matter what happens, no matter what new technology comes about, reading will always be there and it will always be important. All right. If you're a history student, you would know that that's what the slave masters ensured it never happened when they had slaves, that the slaves could read, because they know how much information that the slaves would generate from one book. And information is power. Okay? Knowledge is power. You need to have knowledge for you to succeed in anything. In anything. All right? So have a genuine love and interest for reading. Now that the serious thing is out of the way, enjoy your life. All right? Do not be in a hurry to grow up. Do not be in a rush. It is not what it seems. We are not happy as adults. We want to be y'all right now, okay? Because we have the $1,000 bills to pay. We have the school fees to pay for y'all. We do not travel as much as we would like to. No. Do not be in a hurry to grow. All right, now you can get off your bed and just run. They have some people my age or even older, when they get off the bed, like, ooh, ow, eh. Now your bones cracking, you hear new noises in certain parts of your body that you never knew existed. Don't be in a hurry to grow up. All right, enjoy your youth. And in this new age of technology, be very, very, very careful who you give your time to. Be careful who you allow into your space, because there will be people that are just going to be there to destroy you. They would love nothing more than to see you fail. You have to be careful with those, right? Be very, very careful with those. Now with social media, they can amplify everything so easy. Extra, extra careful, but enjoy life, fam.
Thank you for that. So if you had to change one thing about your life, what would it be?
And I don't think there's anything I'll change about my life, to be quite honest, because everything help mold me into the individual I am today. So if I were to change anything, I wouldn't be having the nice interview with you.
Okay.
I don't think I would change anything.
Thank you for describing the interview as nice. So what are some pitfalls or lessons you've learned as a man that you think I can avoid whilst I'm growing up?
Never buy an Xbox. PlayStation to the world. Nah, just joking. One I can tell you, and it's from an observation, right? Because it never really happened to me, but of course you can see things happening around you and learn from it. What I'd ask you to avoid is negative company. That wrong crowd that I'm sure your mom tells you about all the time.
Yes.
If you can avoid them, it will benefit you immensely. Because I had a friend of mine, he was mingling with the wrong crowd, and he ended up in jail because of that crowd. And he did not do what he was accused of. Okay? So
yes.
Try to be very careful with the friends you choose, or the people you choose to call friends.
As you navigated through life, what was your greatest motivation?
To make sure that the talents that God gave me is not taken away. Right? And to give my parents something to be proud about. Now that's what really motivates me. I also learned a lot of lessons throughout. Right? Society is going to make you believe that certain things will that certain things that you do or what you achieve will determine your success rate. Always remember, your success rate depends on you, not anybody else. It's you. All right.
Yeah.
If you get 80% in a subject and you know you can do 90 or 100, but you have somebody telling you, oh, 80, that's great, that's good, good boy. Are you going to stop at 80 just because that person said it's good? Nah, you want to hit the 100. So you're going to go on, you're going to work for it. Okay. So it's all about you.
Okay. Very, very deep, I should say.
Yeah, try a little bit,
What would you like your legacy to be, or what would you like to be remembered as?
I never ever gave that thought. Ever. But if I'm to be remembered by for doing something, I would like to be remembered as an individual that advocated for youth development. I believe that our young people is more than just the future. They are our saviors. All right. So even now in youth month, and I'm speaking youth, that's something that I got involved in when I became editor of the Yo magazine, thanks to individuals like Sarah Lee Williams. So I would basically tell you that if I can be remembered for anything, it would be someone that would advocate for youth development. I'd like to see our young people be treated a little bit more fairly on island.
Okay. So, Mr. Eugene, any advice for me?
Make sure you continue to use those gifts you have. I'll tell you exactly what my teacher told me. You are blessed with a gift, and if you don't use it, you will lose it. All right? In this day and age, the individuals making a lot of money are those that are gifted. And just like what you're telling me there, you are very, very gifted. So use your gift. YouTube is your free university. All right? YouTube is your free university. Take advantage of it. Yes. Learn everything on there as much as you can. Learn everything as much as you can and read. Always read. Read as much as you can because it's going to be your saving grace.
Thank you, Mr. Eugene. The interview was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Not a problem, brother.
Hello. I heard Jaden. Thank you for clicking into Island Boy 758. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up and comment in the comment section down below who else you'd like us to interview. Bye now.